Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an 11-month baby update for my little girl Ella. I can't believe she's 11 months. It's so crazy. She's actually 11 months today because today is the 13th of September and this month has kind of been a roller coaster. It's been absolutely crazy, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that now and then talk more about her development a little bit later. So basically, in my last update I talked about the fact that I think I was saying that she was teething, that her stomach was really upset and that she had was getting a bit of nappy rash. So what actually happened after that is she actually got really poorly. She came down with a virus. She was just really snotty. Her stomach, like her nappies, were just really runny and just not very nice, and her nappy rash was just awful. Like, when you Google nappy rash and you see like the bad nappy rashes on there and you think, oh my goodness, how can it get that bad? It got that bad. It was so horrible to see. She was so upset about it. She wouldn't really let you change her nappy, and obviously you have to, but yeah, it was just awful. And before I forget, I will talk about what I used on her nappy rash. I actually ended up taking it to the doctor who gave me some Canesten, but I also switched from using Sudocrem and Bepanthen to Metanium, and I found that the Metanium was so much better than the other two. The other two kind of left her bum still quite damp, if that makes sense, or moist should I say, and the Metanium was quite drying, so I found that much better. Moving about a week on with the nappy rash, it actually turned out that it was more like thrush, so it was a bit more severe. But yeah, we were treating it with Canesten when I went to the doctors, because apparently they give you that for nappy rash also. So anyway, got a little bit ahead of myself there. So yes, her tummy got really bad. Her nappy rash was just awful. She had a blocked nose. She was waking up every 20 minutes during the night. It was like having a newborn again. I actually left Anthony to sleep in here and went into the spare room so that I could just keep getting up with her, because it just wasn't fair on Anthony having to go to work the next day. So I was exhausted, she was exhausted, and she just really wasn't herself. She just wasn't happy and smiley like she normally is. I mean, she had times when you could see that she was really trying and she was trying to laugh and giggle, but she just didn't have the energy. She was just clinging to us. She would fall asleep on us, which she never really does anymore. And it was just so hard. It took her a long time to get over that. I think on one Sunday she came out in a rash and she was just really distressed. We ended up calling 111, and then the lady on the phone, because she could hear the way that she was breathing, she was concerned with that, so she actually sent an ambulance out to us. So the paramedics came and we went off to hospital just to get her checked out, and luckily it was just a virus, and then we discovered that she'd had thrush in her mouth and then thrush in a bum area. So once we kind of knew all that and started to treat it, she did get much better, but boy, that was so hard. It was just so hard to see her so like not herself, like just going off of food and just, yeah, just not a very happy girl. But we're pleased to say that she is back to herself, although she has just recently had another cold, and again a couple of days ago I had to take her to the doctors because she just immediately came out in a rash. It was like hives. But then I wondered whether it was an allergy. It started off with spots on her face, then spread down here, and then when I took her top off, all under her arms here were just really red with big lumps on, and then it was just all over her body. Absolutely terrifying. So I rushed her to the doctors. They said again it was a viral rash, but it could be chickenpox. So yes, they said to me that I had to wait a couple of days to see if the spots scabbed over. If so, it was chickenpox. and if so, we were kind of panicking a little bit because we actually go on holiday in a few days. But luckily the day after it went down, they prescribed some Piriton, and that kind of took the redness down, and it seems to have gone. So I do think that again was just a viral rash. I'm kind of being a bit wary of egg at the moment, and I think I used a stain remover in one of her washes once, so I've kind of re-washed all of those clothes just to make sure that she didn't have any allergies to anything. But one of my friends, Dawn, she told me about viral hives, which I think is pretty much what she got. So I think it was just the virus leaving her body. And while I was at the doctor's, I told them that she'd just started nursery, and they were like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And they told me that in the first year of being at nursery, they pick up around 84 viruses. And I was just like, please tell me that's not right. But apparently it is, and she says it wasn't necessarily a bad thing because it's really good for their immune system. They're just building their immune system up nicely. So yeah, I know there's kind of divided opinion about that. I've had so many messages on Instagram, sort of people telling me that I shouldn't take her to nursery, I should take her somewhere else or keep her off nursery, but that's my choice and I choose to take her, and I feel it's good for her and she's really enjoying it as well. So that's kind of a little update of what has happened over the past 4 weeks, and I don't think it's helped that I've had labyrinthitis, a cold, and also tonsillitis as well, all within that. It was just a crazy month, which is why I feel I've been a bit quiet on things. And yeah, anyway, in terms of her development, she's doing really well. Her sleeping is really good, other than when she was poorly that very first time. There was a good few nights where she was just up pretty much all night, but now fingers crossed she's going back to normal. She is still napping throughout the day, but she tends to just have a morning and afternoon nap rather than morning, midday and afternoon. In terms of bottles, she did cut down she did cut down to 3, which I told you last time, and then when she was poorly I actually kind of upped her milk a little bit again because she had dropped the ounces, but now she still has 3 7-ounce bottles throughout the day. But I think as she gets better she'll probably start to cut them down. I actually had a review with the health worker today, and she told me to you know, start to just finish off my formula, run that down, and then she can start going on to cow's milk. So I guess in a few more weeks time she'll be going on to that, or in about 4 weeks time. So that kind of feels like another era of things to go through. I'm also just gonna take her lead with the milk. I think she's really quite enjoying milk at the moment, so I'll just keep offering her the milk and gradually cut down on the ounces. She's still doing really well with food though. She has 3 meals a day. Her breakfast in the morning, which is things like porridge, then she'll have maybe a sandwich or something at lunchtime, and then her ultimate favourites are still pasta and peas. But she's really good with the food. She will try anything. She's loving sausage, mash at the moment. She loves spaghetti bolognese, which we're actually having tonight. So she is a really good eater, and I'm actually quite surprised at how much she does try and like. So that's really good. I'm going to continue with introducing her to new things. As far as her movement goes, I've noticed, especially in the last week, that she's really pulling herself up onto furniture now and being a lot more stable with it. Before she would just kind of pull herself up and not really know how to get down. So in the last week she can get up and then get back down and kind of move along a little bit as well, and she can just pretty much pull herself up on anything. It's not just the sofa. She can pull herself up on the sideboard, so there's not really anything to cling on to, but she still manages to pull herself up. As far as the walker goes, that kind of used to be a bit of a safe place for her, so I knew that if she was in there she would be semi-safe. Obviously I would still like watch her and things, but she has now discovered how to get herself out of that. We were in the living room the other day, and it's a good job that we've got a super soft carpet, because she just kind of got herself out of it and went head first and got out. And yeah, she didn't hurt herself obviously, but she knows how to get out of that now. So I'm gonna need to come up with a different plan. Perhaps I need to get like a playpen or something. In terms of speech, she's still saying sort of mama, dada, and like roaring like a lion and doing her a few different animal noises, but I wouldn't say that she's picked up any more words. But again, when I spoke to the health visitor today, she was saying that they can say a lot at once and then kind of stop, and it's where their mind and body is developing on something else and then they start again. So yeah, we'll see how that progresses over the next few months. But in general, she is just such a happy little thing. I actually had a comment from a guy today saying, is your baby's default setting smiling? Because she was just smiling. She waves at everybody, and it breaks my heart if she like smiles and waves at somebody and they don't do it back. I'm like, excuse me, wave at my child, she's waving at you. But yeah, she's just happy, smiley. She loves to giggle. She's very mischievous, but in a cute way. She kind of is pushing the boundaries a little bit in terms of what she can and can't do, but she is still learning what she can do. She doesn't respond to no very much, so I don't tend to say that to her because she just thinks that's a joke, and I think that's probably our fault, like the people that are close to her, because we go no 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 and kind of make it into a joke. So she doesn't really respond to that, she just kind of laughs at it. But if I say to her if she's touching something that she shouldn't, I'll say not for Ella, and she'll stop, which is really, really good. So there is a quick 11-month update for you. Thank you so much for all your messages that you always send me. I know that you absolutely adore Ella and have really enjoyed watching her grow, and it's just so nice for me to have those memories to look back on as well. But I really do appreciate all your messages and all your support. Even when I don't manage to get a video out and things, you're just always super, super nice. So thank you very much for that. As I mentioned, we are off on holiday in a few days and I cannot wait. So there won't be any videos next week. I'm just going to take some time off, which I'm sure you understand. But thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all of my latest videos, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!